Dear students, last week we started on discussion about new modern periodic table in which we are discussing about different characteristics of a periodic table which is nowadays acceptable. So in this lesson again we start some other characteristics which are important for your examination perspective. So variation in a period. So the general trends in the properties of elements on moving from left to right in a period are as follows. Number of First is number of valence electrons. Number of valence electrons increases successively by one across a period. So if you go from one period to different period, okay, second period, this suppose this is one period and this is last period, okay, seventh period. If you goes from here to here, the number of valence electron increases. And metallic and non-metallic character, on moving from left to right in a period, the metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases. Okay, if you goes from left to right like this. Valency of elements increases by 1 up to fourth A group and then decreases to 0 at the end of the period. Next, electropositive nature. The electropositive nature of elements decreases across a period. In other words, the electronegativity increases on moving from left to right in a period. Electronegativity will be increase. Nature of oxides. On moving from left to right in a period, the basic nature of oxides of the elements decreases and the acidic nature increases. So there are some key points which you have to remember. The variation in the properties mentioned above is quite evident from the facts given in table 5.5. Okay, you can see also variation in properties in the second and third periods. Second period elements, okay, if you compare in first A group, lithium metal has 1, okay, same as third period of elements also 1, okay. So you can see uh, electropositive character will be decreases here, okay, and electronegative character will be increases, okay, if you see like this, okay. Now we read about the variation in a group. The general trends in the properties of elements down group as follows. Okay, if we moves from up to down, okay, the number of cells and valence electrons, on moving down a group, the number of electron cells increases progressively, but the number of valence electrons remain the same. Okay, you can easily understand by one example. If you see variation of cells and valence cell in second A group, okay, this is beryllium, okay, but number of cells is 2, valence electron also 2, remain same, but you can say that their cells will be changed, okay, here only 2 cells, here 3, 4, 5, okay, so on, increases, but their electronic configuration, we could say valence electron will be remain same. Next is metallic and non-metallic character. On moving down a group, the non-metallic character decreases while the metallic character increases. Okay, for example, in fourth A group, the variation is shown as below. Okay, non-metallic character which decreases. Okay, metallic character will be increases. It means if we talk about the non-metallic character increases, means mainly when we are top of the group, it will be a non-metal. Okay, these are non-metals, but when we move down, then metals will become started. Next is valency. The valency of elements present in a group is the same. This is because all the elements belonging to a particular group have the same number of valence electrons. Okay, so there is no variation in valency. Okay, the common valency of elements is in different groups is given in table 5.7. Okay, this is first A group, So first A group has valency of alignment 1, second A group has 2, third A 3, fourth A 4, fifth A group has third, sixth A 2, seventh A 1, and the last group has, or zero group has, valency also 0 because it has filled octant state. Okay, then we talk about the electropositive nature. The electropositive nature of elements increases on moving down a group. Nature of oxide, the acidic nature of oxide decreases while the basic nature increases on moving down a group. For example, the variation in fifth group is shown in table 5.8. Okay, suppose these are the elements and their oxides. If you see, acidic character decreases down a group. Okay, you can say that groups are some how vice versa periods. Okay, in periods we see that when we move from left to right, acidic character will be increased, but when we move down in a group, acidic character decreases and basic character will be increases. Okay, so still there are some defects on of the long form table. Okay, so we talk about merits first, then it's the demerits. So among all the periodic table based on the modern periodic law, the long form of periodic table is found to be most useful. Okay, so first was its benefit is that the long form of the periodic table is based upon the atomic number, which is supposed to be most fundamental property of an element. And second, this periodic table is closely connected to the electronic configuration of elements. Therefore, the position of an element in the periodic table can easily be justified. Okay, the electronic configuration of an element can be predicted if its position in the periodic table is shown. Known, if you know the periodic table's position, you can easily tell the electronic configuration of that metal or non-metal. The elements possessing similar type of electronic configuration and similar physical and chemical properties can be grouped together into blocks S, P, T, and F. Okay, this simplifies the study of elements and their compounds. The placement of isotopes of an element at the same place in the periodic table is justified by the fact that they possess similar atomic numbers and exhibit similar chemical properties also. Most of the defects that were present in Mendeleev periodic table are not encountered with the table. For example, the elements having different properties are not placed in the same group. Okay, this is very much you can say enhancement of this table. Second is this periodic table by and large does not contain anomalous pairs of elements. Eighth group is no longer a problem because it has been split into three groups: group 8, 9, and 10. It is very easy to remember and reproduce this table. So any table or anything in the world have some defect also. Okay, so this form also some little bit default is first is the position of hydrogen is still well not well defined. Okay, its position in group first is justified on the basis of its electronic configuration. It shows properties similar to the elements of this group, but it is resemble with the elements of seventh wave as well. Okay, it resemble with halogens also. So you can say that we are still in dilemma if we talk about this long form of table according to position of or in the position of hydrogen. Next is helium is an exception to the p block, and its configuration electronic configuration is different from those of other elements present in the group. Okay, if you talk about helium's okay position, but it has only two electronic configuration, so it is also a default. Lanthanide and actinides have not been accommodated in the main body of the periodic table. They are still in the we can say just a inner transitional element in the form of, and we just make them separately. Okay, not in the main body of the periodic table. So now you can easily know the uses of this periodic table. Okay, systematic study of the elements. We can systemize the study of element using this periodic table, and provides a wealth information about, okay, atomic number of the element, atomic mass of the element, electronic configuration of the element, valency, okay, etc. Whatever we talk about till now, we can provide all information about this element, any element, discovery of new element, okay. It also helps in the discovery of element if we know all about the old elements, and then if new element will be find, we can easily find it. Correction of atomic masses also uh, using, because we are using atomic numbers and their atomic masses also, we can correct by this. So these are something which we have to read in and understand, and in next class we will just go through in detail about this special reference to alkali metals group first, alkaline earth metals, and halogens and zero groups. So in next class, very interesting class is, and it should be, okay, it would be a great class, so you have to be join it. Thank you.